Hello, it's the TalkOver. Well, Thanksgiving is over and we've had time to loosen our pants and dresses, our cocktail dresses. But we got to hit the holiday road and make quick on that Midwest kick because the path to hell's paved with good times and good friends. And when worlds collide, just like George Powell said to his bride, I'm going to give you some terrible thrills. It's called the TalkOver. Brandon's on the show tonight.
I don't have nearly as much to say. That's a hell of an intro, man.
It was even better the first two times. Nothing. I just want to shock and awe. We're watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles tonight. We were going to watch it on Black Friday. Technical difficulties, but Brandon was good enough to come back, and we got some people joining us tonight. It's a wonderful movie, and I've heard Brandon answer this question twice now. So for a third time, why should the lovely people at home watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Brandon?
Because it is the perfect Thanksgiving movie to end your holiday on.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's also just something that
I think that you've asked me that 3 times, and I think I've given you 3 different answers.
Good. That means they're honest. And honestly, we could talk about why this is so. That's a part of the reason that I don't do a lot of movies on this that I have seen before, because I don't want to spend the whole time gushing about it. But the same thing happened when we were going to do the Smokey and the Bandit episode, and that was you couldn't think of something for us to watch, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do this one with Brandon, I got to do Smokey and the Bandit. And when we got finished with that, I said, man, I'd really like to do one on Black Friday. It's just stuff I had in my head. And you said, if you did it on Black Friday and you did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you would show up to it. And I said, I can't say no to that. It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's an incredible movie that I don't think about a lot of time because when I was a kid, it was on all the time, like TBS and TNT. Ted Turner was my babysitter. So, I would definitely see this movie. I love it, and I have a few things I can talk about. You have things that you know about this movie that kind of freaked my brain. I do. Yeah, it was just we had to do this. So we'll talk about a bunch of stuff during the movie, but right now, I want to take a second to remind you we got a Facebook page. It's probably the best place to keep up with when we're going to be putting this out. I got an Instagram account. I haven't made one just for the show. I feel kind of maybe I'll do that down the road, but I'm spread across TikTok. We got the Reels, we got the Shorts over on YouTube. But on the YouTube page, if you sub over there, I'm throwing up playlists about stuff that we do just kind of throughout the year and other fun stuff to do. And then if you're over on the Facebook, it's just, slash the TalkOver, all one word. I did pretty good at that naming. There are some things similar, but you'll find me. Give us a follow over there and you can keep up with what we're doing. So go ahead and find Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on a streaming service. It's on Paramount Plus right now, but you can also pick it up somewhere to buy or rent. In a moment, I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, go. We're all going to be a bunch of Fonzies and click play on go. There is going to be a timer right here, so that way we can keep up with it. Take a break at the hour mark and come back after an intermission. Are you with me, Brandon?
I'm with you, my man.
All right. Well, let's take it to the limit one more time. But I got to make sure I got all my stuff for the timer set up, so you got a couple extra seconds, everybody.
I got my stuff too. I got my M&Ms. I got my Reese's. I went and got movie snacks. I got the Good and Plenty.
Oh my God, those are incredible. Let's stop for a second and talk about snacks before we hit go. I know everybody was poised.
It's a movie night. It is a movie night, my man.
I had a snack ready for the last one, and because it failed, I didn't eat it, and I've kept it this whole time. It's a giant Christmas tree cake. It's one of the big ones. I was just talking with our friend Jay about these. Like, she said they have them in gas stations, like Lucy's, like individual ones.
Yes.
I think they're hysterical. First off, you have to eat it like a hamburger. Second, I feel like Cindy Lou Who when I'm eating it, and it's like heavy. You could throw this at somebody. These are hysterical.
What's funny is going into the gas station where they sell the individuals, but still picking up the entire box.
Choices were made.
Yeah.
I did get a whole box a while back, and it was heavy. It was because it's also a big box of them, Little Debbie, you're making a lot of mistakes, but you're making one really good choice right there with this one. This is a winner.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take it to the limit one more time. In a second, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, go. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think I heard your click, and my click was just slightly before your click. This is going to be off. The dubbing is going to be off.
Well, so a little trick for doing this, a pro tip for everybody. If you think that we're all off because we might get a little bit off, get a little bit ahead with your video, because then you'll see the thing before you hear it, because light travels faster than sound. So if you're a little bit ahead, it'll actually make more sense. Paramount Pictures logo I don't think got talked about. We did an episode called Extraneous Content this past week, and we ranked all the opening logos. And I think Paramount's going to come up on the next one, so go check it out over on the YouTube. Oh my God, we're watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, man. I know we've watched this together at least once. It had to have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Look at him. Steve Martin's your favorite comedian, isn't he? Or you think? I mean, or your favorite?
I don't know. I don't know if I would go favorite comedian, but he is one of my favorite comedy actors.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that his comedy is brilliant, but
his acting is where it's at.
I know. Yeah, I'm really into more of his movies.
You and I were talking about him the other day, and I ended up putting in what's the album? Let's Get Strange. Is that what it's called? He's got the arrow in his head. His stand up set that he does. With Let's Get Small. Something like that. But he's the one. He does the whole intro with the arrow through his head, and then you realize there goes, oh, I had this on my. I must have looked like an idiot. Let's do the whole thing over.
So.
Yeah.
Fun fact about this movie. You've seen this movie. You've seen this movie probably 100 times.
100 times. Easy. Yeah, easy.
Did you know that there was an end credit scene?
There's a Nick Fury at the end of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
It is this man. You know, I'm not going to say what it is.
Okay. I'm not gonna say what it is. Wow. Are you telling me? Oh my God. Chad's in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Ferris' dad there across from the Steve at the table. That is Ferris Bueller's dad. Oh my God. Lay down, put a hot towel on your head. Okay. Thanks, Dad. I could probably recite the entirety of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe. Like in the zeitgeist of me, of the things that I pull from that has created this nebulous form that I am, that everybody, I wanted to be Ferris Bueller when I was a kid. He was the coolest guy.
Okay. There is something coming up that I think is pretty interesting.
You said you had something, and I don't know what the something is, but I know there's a surprise about this scene that some people don't know. Hey, Chad in the chat, have you seen this before? You have to have seen this before. We've probably talked about this before, I bet.
There he is.
Oh, Chad hasn't. Yeah.
So here is Mr. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. You're like a few degrees from him.
I have an IMDb now. Okay, so there is it's not really been confirmed, but there is kind of in the universe that Kevin Bacon here is playing his character from She's Having a Baby.
Oh, that's another John Hughes movie.
That comes out the year after this one was made.
Well, now I got to watch that again and look for stuff. I saw it a long time ago. That's one of Kevin Smith's favorite movies, because he said most people go for the Brat Pack with John Hughes, but he said he loves that one. Oh,
a little bit later on, I'm going to call back to all this again.
Oh, there's a test. Okay. I'll write it down. Kevin Bacon.
Oh, there he goes. Look at him. I'm going to go. My wife's having a baby.
I like that guy. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday movie, that the little short that they did. I thought he was so amazing. He's a homie. He's down, man. And I don't go more than 3 months without watching Footloose. I can't. And both versions, I can't stop myself. This guy looks like one of the terrorists from Die Hard. This guy.
Yeah. Look at that jawline, man. He's definitely a villain.
I think he is. I think I'm right. I should look him up. I got a couple of other actors I want to talk about later that pop up in this. I mean, this is latter day Hughes. I mean, this is, not latter day, maybe in the middle. Hughes is kind of close to them, but I mean, this is when he would have had as much power as he could have.
Yeah.
I have a big thing I'm going to drop about the movie later. It's going to probably be in the second half. I don't remember exactly when the scene comes up, but it involves John Candy's black eye. I think John Candy was from here. I could be wrong about that. From Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I might be mixing that up with somebody else.
I'm sure there's somebody from Madison. So.
They don't talk about it a lot, and they talk a lot about the Otis Redding thing, which I feel like they probably shouldn't. So I feel like if he would, maybe I am wrong, because I don't hear people going, Candy loved this bar. Someone would tell me that. The whole time I was in Louisville, almost every day I heard that, Days of the New is from here. Do you remember Days of the New? No, we barely did then.
Oh my God.
Yeah, throwback, huh?
Like they had that one song.
Yeah, I heard it a lot. Oh, I forgot. I got to turn on my videotape light. There you go. Okay, it's not in frame, so it doesn't matter. Good.
Huh.
So I've never been up to the Big Apple. Does it, people still call it that? New York, New York? New York City, New York?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. New York, New York. Yeah. I think they do still call it the Big Apple. Definitely the tourists do.
When I get off the plane, when I ever visit, that's the first thing I'll do is be like, oh, the Big Apple. Where's Broadway? Where's Wall Street? I need money. What I think is funny about this is where he is trying to get to is O'Hare Airport, and that airport sucks. It's got beautiful stuff in it. Like there's a whole dinosaur in there, but it's big enough to house a whole dinosaur. Make it smaller. You don't need to have to walk 400 miles to a plane.
That's big.
Dude, the underground Rainbow Road is pretty neat, but you're never enjoying getting on the underground Rainbow Road because that means you have to circumnavigate the entire O'Hare Airport. It might be the biggest one in the country, but man.
Yeah. So fun fact.
I'm so happy you have these.
Like all of this, there wasn't enough cold weather in Chicago. There wasn't enough snow.
Oh, okay.
So they ended up having to shoot some of the exterior scenes. Look at this scene. I don't know if you noticed that scene. To save money, because airplanes and airports are expensive, they reused scenes from the movie Airplane for exterior airplane shots.
No,
they are recycled scenes.
You love that movie too. That's like
Airplane
one of your...
is a terrific movie.
To my knowledge, your top 3 favorite movies, I'm sure this is wrong, but I think of these as top is Airplane. I think of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Howard the Duck. When I think of Brandon, that's the first 3 that come to mind because I know you vibe with those real hard. So
yeah, I could probably say that any good day that would be right.
Yeah, there he is. Look at that stupid stash. It's so great.
Oh. So, anyways, because there wasn't enough snow in Chicago, they ended up having to shoot some of the exterior scenes in upstate New York.
Yeah, they get the different effects a little bit further up north. I'm surprised they just didn't come to Wisconsin. It's a teeny tiny airport. They can make it look big.
Yeah, this is all. They just built the terminal instead of because they couldn't get an airport. So
you know
built a little fake terminal and used exterior shots of airplanes from the movie Airplane.
Chad says, man, I already hate Candy's character. Yeah, well, you're not going to like him for a while, buddy. This is a long trip. They haven't even gotten on the titular plane, nor the train, nor the automobile. He couldn't even get in the cab.
Somebody. He looks like somebody in this movie that you would pull your kid a little closer to you. You'd be like, just step in a little, buddy.
Now, look, secret time. The last time that you were on the show, I was like, look, sometimes when I think about things in life or when you daydream, I do think of myself as the bandit. But there's another side of that coin. There are times where I think I'm John Candy and you're Steve Martin. And I'm like, I think I'm being an annoying asshole.
If you see me make faces like this, then you're right.
But
I don't make faces like that often.
I almost, it's a weird thing because of how his comedy is. I do think about your stand-up. I mean, it's not the same. He's just, there's a poise to Steve Martin. There's a prim and properness that is, it's almost like satire about every other human being. Like anybody, it's almost like he's constantly doing the humor of Office Space in that he knows all these things are annoying. Oh God, that is a lot of snow. Oh, that's no. That's hilarious. So I got to tell you about this, man. There might be a movie coming on the TalkOver that I've never seen, and I don't know anybody else has seen it, but I found another movie called The Big Bus, which is trying to go at the audience of Airplane. Imagine Airplane on a giant bus. It looks hysterical. I have to get an episode on that. No one will watch it. It'll be great.
That's not allowed.
Now, I'm going to let you know a little something about this scene, and I'll come back to it later as to why, but there is more to this part. They get served a meal, and that scene is subbed in when they take out the F word scene, spoilers, later on in the movie for TV. So when Ted Turner decided that we couldn't hear the F word a bunch, he decided we get a whole scene of them talking about food.
Okay. I guess that's a good trade-off.
Yeah, it's not, but... Because the F word scenes, let's be honest, that's the pepperoni on the pizza. You know.
Do you know how many are said during that scene?
I'm gonna try and guess. Let me think. Okay. I'm gonna try and get really close. Give me a second.
You're replaying it.
I'm counting on my fingers.
No, you're playing it in your head.
I'm doing it fast though. So, are you counting Edie McClure's?
No.
9.
Double that, my man.
Whoa, it's 18?
18 F-bombs.
Wow, not counting Edie McClure's. Making it 19?
I don't think it is. I don't think it's counting hers.
Oh, man. Love her. Also Ferris Bueller alum. I just
If I'm not mistaken, the only reason that the two scenes that made Steve Martin agree to do this movie, one was because he wanted to say fuck 18 times. And the other one was what scene was it?
Did we warn anybody about swear words? There's swear words, everybody. I did warn everybody.
The car seat scene.
Oh.
Those two scenes is what made him sign on to the movie.
That's the best, my favorite scene. I can't wait till we get in the car. It's the greatest scene ever shot in any movie. I sent a GIF to Brandon one night of that scene. I had to close my phone because every time I looked at it, I thought I was going to laugh until I died because it was so perfect to what you said. You said something and it would just lined up too good. I can tell you exactly what it has to do with it. This whole top right-hand corner of the country is a nightmare to travel across. Talk about flying stuff, man. You know?
Is that a penis on the phone booth?
I don't know.
That looked like a cock and balls.
I don't know. I missed it.
You have to Google that one later.
A secret penis in. That'll be the next short. Is it a clue? Is it Illuminati? Is it Illumacaki? All right, that's too much. That's too much.
That's too. Yeah.
That's gross.
Cut. Time out.
Chad says, this is a movie because they don't have electricity in Kansas, let alone airports.
It's true.
Shots fired, Kansas.
It is the night's turn off.
Everybody's got to be home before the street lamps are lit.
Oh my god, it's scary in Kansas.
Oh, Ben Stein. I used to want to win his money.
God, that's such an old show.
Also, John Hughes alum. Fry. Bueller. This is the laugher. We call it what? What? That's right. Something DOO economics. Voodoo economics. I could do a one-man show on Ferris Bueller, man. It'd be incredible.
A drum and a cymbal strapped to your back.
Oh my God. Then I could do Shake It Up Baby now with that drum. Like,
That's crazy. Your life's just coming together.
Dude. All I had to do was stop trying to do things I was bad at and just talk over movies. That's all I'm really qualified to do.
No, I'm pretty good at that. I'm doing all right.
I don't think I'm the best. I just think I'm the one.
You know why the movie even came to fruition, like the events leading up to it?
No.
So it was actually a real travel experience by John Hughes.
You know what? One trip from Wisconsin to Alabama will make you want to write a movie about the hell that it is. That's an awful trip.
He was trying to get wherever he was back home, trying to fly. And because of all the delays and weathers and rerouting and stuff like that, it ended up taking him like 3 days to get home.
Absolutely. It took me 2.5 to get down there when I got snowed in, and I didn't even get snowed in Chicago. They just didn't have enough people. It was also snowing, but I took a flight from Madison, Wisconsin to Chicago, and they stuck me there overnight. It's like a couple hour drive, and they flew me there and stuck me in that.
Oh, they're like all kinds of electricities in that man's taxi.
Man, that guy.
Look at those unnecessary lights he has going on back there.
He's the downstairs neighbor in Friends. This guy. He was in.
He looks like an elder werewolf.
He was in Breaking Bad. He was one of my favorite characters in Breaking Bad. I don't know if he showed up in. I can't remember if he showed up in Better Call Saul or not. But
is that not the same guy from Billy Madison?
Yeah, he's definitely in that. He's also in. Oh no, you're thinking about another guy because I just watched Wedding Singer the other day. I know who you're talking about. That's a different guy. They look very similar.
They do look very similar. But
the guy you're thinking of is
the same to me.
Very true. But the other dude is way older. That's in.
That is so handy if you like have back problems.
Well, getting out of cars in the Midwest.
Swing your legs out, yeah, and you're right there on the ground.
Yeah, Larry Hankin. Good job, Chad. Chad gets the sticker. You get the puffy sticker. Ooh, I should make puffy stickers. I'm trying to bring back all technology that nobody wants anymore. I was looking into 8-tracks the other day and then remembered I threw away like 400 8-tracks. And I quit looking.
After we tried to set up a domino event with them in your house.
I don't. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a damn shame. Chad threw in and Home Alone and Escape from Alcatraz. Escape from Alcatraz. That's a good movie. What's the guy, the bullet guy? Was that a Steve McQueen movie? I think. And Home Alone's incredible. Home Alone's a perfect holiday movie. It absolutely is. The rest of them are terrible. I'll never watch them again. Ooh, remember Diners Club?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad and El Camino 2. Yeah, it was. Oh, so it is the same guy. He was in Billy Madison. I was wrong. Maybe it's a different guy in Wedding Singer is why I thought that. But yeah, that guy rules. He crushes the Methabago in Breaking Bad. He sends the crystal ship off to space.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh man. I remember the last time you and I shared a hotel room, we played Nintendo Switch a lot. And I was furious at you winning Mario Party.
That stupid game. It was crazy.
I hate that game so much. I get so mad at it. I don't think I've played it since we last played it, seriously. Because then, Tears of the Kingdom came in and that just erased everything. So
I know where they got the premise from. So we were sitting there, because it's just doesn't matter. When you get to the finish line, don't matter how many points you have there, you're standing on the first place thing. They're just going to give somebody some crap. I was watching Harry Potter. It's the same crap they do at the end of the year where they're like, oh, Gryffindor is way behind. They did a few things. I'm going to sneak in a few points in the back.
Gryffindor.
No wonder Slytherin hates that place. No wonder they wanted to burn it to the ground. That unfair star-giving shit.
You know what? I agree with. I'm about to start my watch of those. I used to have a hatred for them, and then in 2020, we were all hurting to watch something. I decided to watch them around Christmas, and I was like, you know what? I don't hate these anymore. I think it was getting to near the end, and a Nick Cave song playing as well. I was like, okay, this is bonkers. I'm coming back for this for sure. I even like the one about the Wizards Cup that people didn't care for as much. I'm fine with that one. It's got Edward Cullen in it. It's fine.
I like the movies. There was some absolutely ridiculous shit in it, but
God,
it was whimsical.
A vibrating bed. I've never even seen one. And he does it. Okay, he's bringing that straight to him. I thought he was going to lean over the other side and bump ashes in bed.
That's the life right there. How did he not see all that before he got in the shower?
Here's what this is another personal thing with this movie and you and me, but mostly you, is that I wouldn't go as far as to say a germaphobe. I would say you're germ conscious. I would say that you make better decisions than most people would.
Right there.
Yeah, you would turn yourself inside out. If we shared a bathroom and I wrecked it like that, you would peel your skin off.
I would still be in there. I can't get out. There's nowhere to stand.
I live here now.
I have to cut my toes off.
Secret time. I forgot to put soap in my shower the other day. I had the soap. I just didn't put it in the shower. And then I had to mid-shower get out and get it. That's the worst.
It is.
Oh, my
It's
God.
not as bad. It's not as bad as like getting out of the shower to poop.
Oh, my God. It's like, I got to start all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you just pre-showered.
Jesus. Yeah, baby. We're getting to it. Second favorite part of this movie. So that's a reference to more stuff cut out. I'm building to my one thing I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
There's also a scene where there's a part where he's carefully eating a piece of pizza because he wanted something quasi-healthy. And so he got every vegetable on this pizza, and it just looks like the most nightmare pizza you've ever seen. And he also had to go into his pants to get his wallet to pay for the pizza. So John Candy had to go into Steve Martin. So that was also... Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that version.
No, I may be incorrect on this, so double check me. But there's of all the things I'm going to bring up that are cut out of this, I think the newest Blu-ray version has them all now, because there was a lot of people that figured out some things about some missing scenes because trailers and stuff, and so they were like, you know how people are. Okay.
That was the movie She's Having a Baby, which does not come out until the next year. She was watching that movie before it was released in theaters.
This movie's a Time Lord. It's outside of time. It's everywhere. You open the closet. Planes, trains, and automobiles. You open the cereal box. Planes, trains, and automobiles. It's everywhere before you get there. Oh.
So that's fun. That's a little fun tidbit.
Cool.
Oh, there she is again. No, that's not. That's the news. That's what my pug sounds like just whenever he's just trying to live.
He's just trying to breathe.
He just wants to,
poor dog. I just want to live. Please keep me alive. I love Pugsley.
That's such a stupid name.
But it's almost if you would have named Aiden humanly.
Yeah.
Your name is
Humanster.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No homo.
You know what? Human's not a terrible name for a person, like a first name Human.
If I ever built a robot, I would name it Human.
That's okay. That's a good idea.
Just so if there was an uprising, I'd be like, hey, I always treated you like people.
Mm-hmm.
I even named you people. That's a lot of wool suits.
You got a layer, bro. You got a layer. Chad says we went on a fishing trip when I was little, and one of my dad's buddies snored so bad it shook the other beds in the damn room.
God.
Secret time. I wouldn't go as far as to say I like snoring, but there's something about knowing that someone's asleep and they're okay. I mean, I guess snoring, you're not really okay. It's like you might need to go to a sleep study, but by and large, most snoring means they're breathing. Like you got to breathe to snore. And so it's almost like, and I'm able to just sleep right through it. Okay. All right.
This is the mean part.
Oh, man.
He's such a good actor.
He is. He really is. I mean, he gives these long dialogue. You saw me futz over the thing at the beginning of this. He does that like he's breathing, man. That's why that's why he's a great actor. That's what makes him. I've actually started paying more and more attention to really awesome monologues here recently. That have just kind of, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. Now I'm kind of coming back to him, and
totally need to check out his masterclass.
Oh, he's got a masterclass. Is it on comedy or acting?
It's on comedy, like timing and everything.
I wouldn't mind checking that out. Actually, I could stand to be a little bit.
There's actually, I know, there's the guy I listen to on a radio station, but he is talking about it, and he said he learned a few things, and he said So, do you know what the
And then he
first
made
thing
you
about-
laugh.
Do you know the first thing about comedy is?
Timing.
Timing.
Oh. Ah, Jesus Christ. Oh, oh boy.
Yeah. Hey,
I love that.
that was a free lesson. That was a free lesson right there. That was the trailer.
Sold American. Listen, I've been trying to do this recently because I have this idea in my head that I think we should, if you're on a team together, you should keep each other accountable. So I'm talking to all the boys out there. Boys, listen, boys, you're going to get mad. You're going to get mad at how people talk. You're going to get mad how they tell stories. You're going to get mad when they talk over movies. Don't unload on them, man. Don't unload on. You're never going to change how they are, and you're going to hurt their feelings. And at best, they get away from you. You can do the same thing by leaving. Don't ever tell somebody what their problems are. You can help them. You can ask them if they want help. But don't tell them what their problem is. If you know, just be cool about it. Because here's the thing. He's right. But now he's just hurt somebody's feelings. And the thing is if you want to, stop him from doing that, all you're doing is crushing him and hurting him. You're not accomplishing your goal. So why are we doing things that don't accomplish our goals?
Yep, there's a nice way to do it. This is a thing where it's like, it doesn't cost anything to be a good person. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to be an asshole either, but it doesn't cost anything to be a good person. And
I think that's what's great about this movie is he slowly learns that about himself. Like he's taken that in. He's like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. So
right.
Chad says, why do I feel vindicated by Steve Martin's rant? Things just stated. Yeah, he's right.
Oh my God. Like, the older I get, the more I'm like, you know what? Michael Douglas and what was that, Falling Down? He kind of had some points.
Oh my God, that movie.
Like the older I get, the more I'm like, I'm on his side. He's not so crazy after all.
The movie where the white man was tired of bad service at McDonald's. Oh, that movie's crazy.
It wasn't just that. There was a whole bunch of things. It was just everyday pressures, man.
I love that they filled Robert Duvall's desk with sand.
I had a comb in it. It wouldn't have broken into any doors.
This guy delivered the pizza we never see eaten.
Ah.
It's a cool hat, bro.
That is a very cool hat. You need to get back to your train.
Some people like hats like that. Like there's another type of hat people have been wearing for a few years that's kind of old style. I don't get it, but a lot of people wear it, so it must be fashion. I definitely don't understand fashion. Well, there's Kansas.
Summed up right there.
Cracker Jacks from the bottom first. What's up? Smoking Kent? That place is this. Yeah. Chicklets. This is it, baby. This is up there with the Goodbye Horses scene in
my God.
In Silence of the Lambs. This is right up there with it. Chad, hold on to your butts.
No.
Hey, sometimes it happens, man. It's called the credit card, ladies and gentlemen, and the TSA do it every day. Or the reverse karate chop. You got to bro out.
Karate chop.
Bro it out, guys. Bro it out. Shake it out. Oh, man. Chad says the Cracker Jacks are sticking his clothes. He wouldn't kick him out for eating Cracker Jacks in bed.
They are.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It's just great that John. I like that John. Oh God. Oh no! It gets so worse. It just gets worse. That's some big underwear.
That is some big underwear.
I don't think John Candy wore that, but no, maybe he did. It's a big pair of underwear. Dude, it's snowing here right now. It's been snowing since 11 this morning.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man, it's great. It's right. I went out and it was nice. Because before it sticks, it's like it's magical. You know, it's just like blowing around. But then when it starts piling up, that's when you start having the real fun. So a lot of people working late shift tonight. Be safe and slow. If you're listening to us, thank you. And if you get stuck in the ditch, keep listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep you company.
But conserve heat.
Yeah. We'll warm you up.
Oh, talking my. No, it ain't
we both have a couple of pillows you can warm your hands between. I just like that they were both bothered by it because Steve Martin's upset at John Candy, but they were both like, "Oh no."
What? Yeah, like who really is the victim there?
I know. I think they both owe each other a thank you. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely at least a left-handed handshake.
Now let's talk about them trying to hop a train. I have tried to take a train trip across the Midwest many times. It is way harder than you would think now. I don't know how it was then. It seems like it was much easier then. But one thing I can tell you about Madison is don't bring up a train to Minnesota because that was one of the things the governor that everybody hated shot down was making a train that runs all the way to Minneapolis, which would have been incredible. It means I could have hopped on a train here, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour later, I'm in Minneapolis. I can go see the mall with the sock store and the roller coasters, and I'm sure they have a wonderful Sbarro. But they shot it down. No jobs, no trains, no nothing.
That sucks.
Does suck, man.
They've been doing that here, but I think we're finally getting one that goes from. I think it might go as far as Pensacola.
Oh, tight.
Then goes to New Orleans.
We got to talk about this because there was an amazing cab driver. So the last time that I was staying at Brandon's house, I took a cab to the airport and Bud, the cab driver, picked me up. Bud runs his own cab driver business. Bud said he had just gotten back from bringing somebody in from Pensacola.
I just got to mock that every time.
Well, so Bud is telling me that it's actually cheaper to fly into Pensacola and then just get a cab all the way to like over to Mobile. And I was like, who's going to drive a cab that far? He goes, I will. He's like, I drove somebody to California in 3 days. I was like, what? Bud's awesome. I had the greatest conversation. I sat up front with him, man. We were just talking the whole way to the airport. I will, the next time I'm in town, I'm calling Bud to take me somewhere and see if I can go.
He gave you his card, didn't he?
He did. I keep it on me. It's actually close to me somewhere. I'm not going to dig it out right now, but Bud was dope. It was such a weird out of nowhere conversation with somebody. But
what's crazy is this right here is absolutely some Alabama shit.
Oh, what part?
This part right here. This part. These people.
Oh. I don't remember them right away. It has been a while since I've seen this. Oh, this guy. What's his name? He's in like tons of stuff.
That dude definitely roll tides.
Yeah. He's got the red on, man.
Yeah.
At Crimson, man, them colors don't run. Dylan Baker, thanks, Chad. We got to get Chad a cool nickname for being like Johnny on the spot with the facts. Chad Facts. Something cooler than that. Something better. Something bespoke. This is probably the toughest role he's ever had, is what Chad said. Yeah, because he's usually like an office dork, like a pencil neck. Chad says, thanks, Amazon X-Ray. I'm watching it on Amazon too. It's kind of like what I should be doing. Oh, okay. All right. Lesson learned. How do I keep it up? Oh, but then it takes up like half the page. Okay, it goes away. Cool. Oh my God. I forgot all about this.
You just slam the door to show it. Like, hell yeah.
God, gun racks. Remember those? Are they? Yeah. Do people still get gun racks in their pickup?
I don't think so.
They don't. Well, I was gonna say they don't up here, but out in the sticks, there's a big difference in Madison and Wisconsin. This is Wisconsin. It's not Madison.
Yeah, the only places I can see, maybe some Texas places, but
yeah,
maybe up in places like Wyoming, Minnesota, stuff. I'm sure they still may do it there.
Yeah, I'm going to take this moment to just go ahead and dunk on Illinois. Illinois, let me talk to you for a hot second. You got toll roads, and it's cool that you put them online, but it takes about 3 to 6 months before I have to find out if I owe you 30 cents or not, and you stop your nice roads about halfway down the state. I have been stuck behind more tractors on a major road trying to make it across your state than I did the entirety of the time I lived in Alabama. I love that you love making nice roads, but if you could give them to the rest of your state, I think some people would appreciate it, because I think some people only think it goes about halfway down. It's lovely going across Chicago, but I can only tell you about this because so many people are doing the iPass, which Chad just brought up, iPass for Lifestyle. I rolled through a toll booth the last time I was going through there because I had cash and I didn't want to check their website every few months. I pulled it. No one was in them. There was parts of things hanging by wires, and I'm sure there's video footage of me somewhere holding my wallet going like Steve Martin. Like, I was apoplectic that they didn't have a person at a toll booth, and so I was like, I guess I just go, dog. I'm sure there were other people that regularly drive there that saw me go off and go, oh, he's gonna find out in a minute.
Yeah, I probably whenever I road tripped there and back, Illinois was my least favorite part.
It's really hard to get out of.
There's nothing. There's like most of the state, there's nothing to look at.
Yeah, it hits farmland like halfway down. Yeah.
Now you have super smooth roads, so don't fill every pothole. Make the drive somewhat enjoyable, exciting. Spice it up a little bit. Leave one pothole undone for me to hit to go. Oh, and that way I'm back attention.
Makes you feel alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's over. I love you, Illinois. The NASCAR race last year was this year was nuts. Keep it going. I'll be there to see you again sometime, Chicago. My only kid.
I'm going to see the Chicago Kid December 9th.
Nice. Where's that going to be?
John Mulaney in New Orleans.
Oh, wow. Cool. You should see if he wants to do blow.
Okay. I don't know. His last special specifically talked about not wanting to do that.
That special was incredible. I've watched it a couple of times. Oh, man.
Erica has too. I've caught just bits and pieces. I haven't seen it all the way through.
That kid is there when he's about to tell those stories. Oh. All right. Now this, I have no, I've never ridden on I've never been on a train before. I've only been on trains that are stopped like museums.
So I went on a train. We went to, again in New Orleans. New Orleans is only 2 hours away, so it's easy to go and do stuff there. But they did a Polar Express. And you got to get on the train, and they did the whole hot chocolate song.
Yeah.
Yep, they did hot chocolate song and all of that good stuff. And the train went forward, and then it backed back up. So you didn't really go anywhere. It just took you for a ride.
Wait,
like a half mile up the track and back. It just charged you like $60 a person. For some mostly water hot chocolate.
I want to
and like a 1,500-foot train ride.
And a whole bunch of kids.
Yeah. And not to mention that it's at the Greyhound bus terminal, so you got Greyhound bus people sitting there.
Just watching.
Dude, no kidding. So we're sitting there. Granted, it is cold, and we're all in our matching family pajamas.
Oh yeah.
And our little onesies that we got from Tipsy Elves.
You guys are such dorks. Jesus.
So we're all wearing those.
Bunch of nerds.
Jackson wants a snack. Mm-hmm. And so they have this little ice cream thing there. So he gets an ice cream cone. And Jackson's sitting in my lap and he's eating his ice cream. And this guy just wheelchairs over and just sits next to us. And he looks over and he's like, hey, and I'm like, how's it going? And I put Jackson on my other knee.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
And
I feel
he's
you.
sitting there and he's like, that boy like ice cream, huh?
Oh,
said,
God.
Yeah, he does like ice cream. He said, man, I wish I could have an ice cream. And I said, man, I was like, I don't have any more money for another ice cream. And he said, can I just have some of his ice cream?
Oh my God.
You are not getting my kid's ice cream.
Oh my God.
I said, please wheel yourself away from us before I have to call somebody. I'm just like, no, man, you're not getting it.
I don't think I want to take the Polar Express ride ever again. I've never taken it. I don't think I want there to be unless I don't have a kid. I could share my ice cream cone with the wheelchair man.
You can't.
I'll get a Neapolitan. He can have the strawberry. Chad says, "Is this the part where Ethan Hunt jumps off a cliff onto the train?" He's talking about when they were pulling up the train part. We were just watching the new Dead Reckoning. It's incredible. It's awesome. It's got a lot of doofy stuff in it, but
I haven't seen it yet.
you should check it out. It's really good. Bus travel. Bus travel. I can talk about. I took a bus back from Louisville, Kentucky once, and it's the single worst experience of my entire life. 30 seconds into the ride, somebody ran back to the back and puked.
Oh my God.
It didn't get better. It was awful. It was terrible. I mean, it was $100, so cool. But at what cost, Brandon? At what cost? St. Louis, baby. Crossroads of America. I love St. Louis. It's a nice town.
Well, I hate Williams sitting in the back.
He would be the one to get people to like, let's go, let's chant and cheer.
Oh, yeah. What is this? Look at that.
No, you guys don't know that one? No?
You don't know this completely obscure song that nobody ever heard of?
It's family. I know this one. What was I watching here recently? There was some kind of like, every now and then.
Fun fact about the Flintstones.
Okay.
Fred and Wilma,
brother and sister,
were the no, well, maybe.
I thought you were about to drop something on me. Anyway, keep going.
No. Were the first couple on television to share a bed.
Oh, that's how they do it. That's how they make that bed rock, baby. Right. Oh, Flintstones doing it, baby. Pterodactyl style with the silent P. Ooh.
God, I will laugh at you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh at you if you walk up to me and you're wearing shower curtain in your earrings.
Well, laughter's a good way to start your selling there. You get them. Oh, I want a Daryl Strawberry earring.
Where was it autographed?
The inside.
Gallagher.
Oh my God, that jacket is. There's so many hats and stuff that I've looked at stuff similar here recently on eBay. I can't stop doing it. I wouldn't exactly say I missed the pageant. You know, the trip wasn't a total loss, huh? Brandon, what are you thankful for this year?
You know, just life in general, my man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I like my Jeep. Thankful I still have that. I like my dog.
I like your dog too, both of them. You have to. Don't forget you have to. Stop ignoring Pugsley. Just because you have a favorite child doesn't mean.
What about you? What are you thankful for this year?
Man. Honestly, this is going to sound kind of like pandering and like cheating, but I think I'm most thankful for having this because I was kind of going a little nuts not having like a creative outlet, and I did that on purpose. I wanted to take a break, and then I just started driving myself nuts, man. I was making all kinds of weird stuff. I didn't know what I was doing, but having this idea, and what I'm thankful for is not having the idea, because I had this idea back in 2008 and we couldn't figure out how to do it.
It was a good year.
I would say
the technology I don't think existed.
No, we probably could. Not this way. I think I know how I could have done it back then now. So I'm not even thankful for the like spark, the lightning that like figured out how to do it. I think I'm thankful that when I told my friends about it, everybody immediately had an idea of like a movie they wanted to do, or they said, "Oh, I don't know what I'll pick." And it wasn't that I can't come on your show. It was when we come on, I don't know what I'm going to pick. It was never, "That's stupid, Trent. I don't want to have a part of it." I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that my support structure through all this.
Yeah, well, it's easy. You're a movie person, so people like to watch movies with you.
It's just a trick and a ploy to get my friends to watch movies.
Well, see, it's what we would do normally. This is what we would normally do anyways if we were in the same room.
Absolutely.
We would watch a movie and we would bullshit through it.
Absolutely, 100%.
So now we're just doing this, Sleepless in Seattle style.
Yeah, that movie.
God, you can just smoke anywhere. You remember those days?
I do, because they lasted longer in Alabama. I was a teen. I was 16 when and smoking in the mall.
I remember you and I would go to Walmart and we would go back to the McDonald's and smoke in back of McDonald's or Walmart.
We would smoke and eat like Jay and Silent Bob, like while we were eating.
Way I want to be.
You got me in trouble with that at work, because you got me that job at Betty's Barbecue, and my God, they acted like they did me a favor hiring your friend. They were like, I don't want you and Brandon having fun and doing your little jokes. And then you were like, come on, let's go on lunch break. I'm like, can we go together? Because that would leave them understaffed. And you're like, yeah. And so we go.
Another
and
fun fact. I'm sorry.
Well,
There's also another reason why there's no signs on the airplanes, why they reused that. It's also why they had to make up this travel company. Whenever they went to pitch this movie, no travel company, no travel agency or anything wanted to be known as,
the bad
not
one.
able to fulfill. John Hughes rented 250 cars for this scene.
Probably cheaper than building a location. Renting those cars, they probably gave him a deal.
Yeah, he just had to put signs over everything. Rented a parking lot and 250 cars.
I didn't realize this scene happened so soon. I thought it was going to be after the break. You got Chad, prepare yourself. Everybody in the chat, I need everybody to get ready. Mom, if you're watching, I can't help you with this. You're just going to have to deal with it. Tipper Gore, if you're out there, watch this scene. This is how you write a joke. You start 20 minutes before the punchline. You do it Tarantino style. And you get an actor that can carry everyone's weight in it, and you put the cherry on top as another actor that can carry everybody else's weight.
Everything that you have seen in the movie up to this point has kept it in a PG-13 area.
I would say a lot of it's still PG too, like barely in PG-13. But this cements it.
This scene is what drove it to the R rating that it got.
I learned something after we did the ranking the logos video while I was watching some of the cut together montages of them. Touchstone Picture came together around the time that that rated PG-13 came out, when that became a thing, and it was sort of it was Disney's way of making movies a little more rough and raw and violent, because that was getting popular at the time, and they were having a hard time doing it under the Disney banner. So they made sort of like not a sacrificial lamb, but they made another, like when people make a second YouTube channel for specific content, even though it ties into it. That's what Touchstone is.
I don't know what he did that makes his shoes look like they were in a waffle line.
It's called walking in the Midwest. Dog, I had to walk through the snow earlier because a solid piece of ice.
Why does it put perfect squares on your shoes?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he stepped on his own shoe.
Okay, and I got another interesting thing after this.
Yeah, we all have to. Everybody, prepare yourself. You're about to see greatness. Time. I'm going to start on my snack. Like a real gangster. Edie McClure, everybody. She's got pencils in her hair and oh my God, an amazing delivery. That's the second greatest scene in cinema history.
So John Hughes didn't write anything for her to say. while she's sitting there on the phone.
Oh,
He said, "Hey, just make something up." And she did that scene, and he's like, "Where did you come up with that so quick?" And she said, "That's literally a phone call I just had."
Yeah, that's the Midwest, man. Oh yeah. Hey, is Bob coming? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, tell Bob I'm going to bring over my hot dish. That's more like Minnesota. I say ope unironically now. So I need to tell, it's my turn to tell a story about that scene. And that is when I started at Blockbuster, my first day, our boss, Eric, told me that entire scene. He did a one-man show of it on day one at the Blockbuster. And it's still somehow more appropriate than the joke he told you on your first day at Blockbuster.
It wasn't even my first day. It was my interview. This is what this man told me to determine whether or not I was talented enough to work there.
Yeah. People talk about stuff being said to them inappropriately at work, and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny. Oh, he went for the reverse credit card, the reverse karate chop. Here it is. It's like a miniature version of the family truckster from
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. That was the joke I was going to start with at the beginning of this. I was going to go holiday row and just keep. I didn't have the juice, man. The juice was loose.
God, it's so weird. They played that song on the bear, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
It's a banger of a song, man. Holiday Road.
It is, but it didn't fit into the bear.
This is where it starts getting a little kooky. Hadn't got in Kooksville yet. We haven't fully got into it. Because the longer you go into a road trip, the more insane things are. The stuff you say, the stuff you do. You're just like, God almighty, get me off the road. Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Them hubcaps. I want some. Something like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I've always wanted like blades on my wheels. They're expensive. They're for cool people with money. That thing's fast.
It is.
There was one time you and I were doing something, and I don't remember what it was, but you like threw something out of the car at somebody, and you go, quick, hide, and you hit the button.
I think I was trying to recreate that scene from Detroit Rock City.
Oh, my God.
They throw the slice of pizza out of the car.
I haven't thought about that in 1,000
Dang,
years.
you asshole, you hit a bird. That's no bird, that's a hunk of fucking cheese.
Oh my God.
Man.
I need to pull that one movie out. That's a good one. That's a classic.
That is.
Oh, wow. I think we need to. I want to share something with the world that a little bit of our lexicon.
Okay.
So Brandon doesn't like driving at night with the interior lights on. Not like annoyingly so. Like he's like cool with it for when you look for stuff. But when it goes on a long time, this line killed me. Sorry, I'm stepping all over this one. Hang on. Play with my balls. Oh, got him. Okay, so
that's a lot.
One night there was like 9 or 10 of us in the car. We had packed this thing down and we were going one night, and somebody had on the light, and no one was talking for a while, and the light stayed on. Everyone was done, and Brandon didn't mean it like this, but it came out, "Are you done?" And from then on, every one of us that was there goes, "Are you done?" when someone's done with something.
Goes on to today. My kids will do that. My kids do it to me.
Oh, it's so funny. Are you done?
You done?
Oh my God. That's part of our language, man. We all speak that language. We know what that word, that phrase means.
Well, I mean, when you got the light on and I look in my rear view, all I see is that light. I can't see if there's somebody behind me. It's a safety hazard.
I agree. You got me on the safety part, but just the delivery.
I need to know what's going on back there.
And the thing is, you own up to stuff that you say. You stand behind it. So you came in a little hot, and you're like, yeah, that's what I meant.
Drop the hammer.
Yeah, you did. It was great. It's perfect. They couldn't have gone any better. If you had said, "Hey, you mind if I turn that off?" We'd never talk about that night again. Oh,
yeah,
let's
I must
go,
have been
baby.
having like a bad day.
You had been driving forever. We were on a long road trip. It happens, man. You Steve Martin'd a little bit.
I guess so.
But no, it's one of my favorite things that's ever happened. Because I like thinking about when I've come in a little hard on something. Like I almost got in an argument at an AutoZone like maybe a year or two ago, and it was out of nothing, and this guy was just being a jerk, and I was just like, "Are you being a jerk right now?" And he's like, "I'm being a jerk right now," and I'm just like, "Bro, I'm not going to take you being a jerk right now." I wasn't saying those words, but it was that tone. The other person working at the store goes, "I like your shirt. I was wearing a D&D shirt that says 'Don't forget to love each other,'" and I looked down at it and I went, "Thank you. Do you play?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool." And then the guy that was being rude goes, "I've always wanted to get into it." I'm like, "You should." And we all had a lovely conversation after that. And I was I came in with both barrels. I was ready to just launch into this. I was going to eat his head for lunch. And then she reminded me of the shirt. Dude, we got just to mess around, man. I don't know if we're going to get to the amazing part before the hour or not. We're cutting it close.
So how we update it, right? I'm the same way. Whenever I get in the car, Erica will pass out. I'm sitting there, I'm having a concert. I will pass out. I look over and she's just, and I'm like, "You just missed the greatest show." Like,
there's a song that comes on some of my playlists that I like a lot, but if it comes on in the car, I skip it to the next track because the last time I was singing along to it is when I blew up my favorite car in the world. And so I kind of have a paranoid reaction to it, and you're never in a million years guess what that song is. You can try.
Give me a decade.
Okay. I think it would have been in the either late 90s or early 2000s. It wouldn't have been it wasn't a song that was like, it would have come on the radio a little bit, but it's kind of a B-side. It's an artist that has one name. And the song has one name too.
Oh.
Like the song is a name. It's someone's name, and it's just one name.
Cher.
If I could turn back time.
Is it an artist or a band? Is it a singular person?
Singular person. He has backing stuff, but he's a
he. One named he.
It's not Cher. I love Cher.
Do you believe? It would be Sunny anyways because it's a he.
And put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can climb.
Daughtry.
No.
I think that was way past. I think.
Do you know me?
He was probably just he was probably just a baby in 2000.
Yeah, I feel like it was close to like 99, 2000, 2001. I think I'm pretty close in there.
Yeah.
I also know his dad is a really good conductor. This person, you probably wouldn't. That's a weird fact I read one day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cisco. It's not talked about it. Oh man, I wish it was the thong song. I wish I was emotionally hurt by the dragon. Are you kidding me? Oh, that would be hilarious. No, it's Beck's Deborah. Where he's trying to hit on the girl, but also her sister. I think her name's Deborah. And then that's when my car blew up. So I have PTSD from Deborah, and I love that song with all my heart. It's hilarious. It very much evokes late 90s of talking to a girl just to get her sister's number, you know? Uh-oh. It looks like we're about to have to pause, and we're going to pause it right before this scene. This is perfect. This is the greatest scene in cinema history.
Where are we pausing?
I'm going to pause it in an hour. We got about 20 seconds left.
Okay.
Oh my God. Do we keep it? No, because it's going to go on a little bit longer. We should pause it as close as we can on the hour. All right, here we go. We're coming up on a pause. 3, 2, 1. Pause. All right, I hit it dead nuts on the hour. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take. Chad threw out there. Midnight Vultures is a goated album. I didn't want to miss that and forget about it. I do. Beck's awesome. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to put up a timer, the 5P timer, so you can do so PPs, poo-poos, and personal time. We'll come back a little bit late. We'll take our time. It'll be like an intermission. So go, get some more snacks, use the bathroom. Don't run in the house. It's the most accidents happen in the home, but we'll be back here shortly, okay? If the timer stops and we're still not back, just talk amongst yourselves. Talk about your favorite Beck albums. All right, we'll be right back. Hang on just a second here. All right, we're back. Hopefully everything's firing. Hopefully everything's good. We nailed this at exactly the hour point. But before we get back into the movie, Brandon, can you think of, it doesn't have to be the ultimate worst of all, but can you think of any nightmare road trips? If you want, I can start with mine if you want to take a second.
I mean, as far as nightmares, I can't tell that story.
There's some I'm not going to tell either. Ones that are kind of just rough.
I mean, the first one that pops into my head is the first time I ever really drove for a long distance, and that's whenever I got out of basic training, and I was back home in Alabama before I went to Texas, and I drove to Texas.
Oh my God, that was the first time you'd ever gone. Oh wow.
On like a long trip.
Yeah, you were by yourself. Yeah.
Well, I had my brother with me.
Okay. Oh God.
but that was my first long trip where like I drove, because other than that, it was like driving from my house to Georgia somewhere.
Yeah. We did a lot of trips to Georgia. Yeah.
But we got into New Orleans or into Louisiana.
God, that's a long state to get across.
And the bridge that goes over Lake Pontchartrain is, I think it's 27 miles long. Don't hold me to that.
You got to get gas before you go over it. Yeah.
You do. Yeah. Because it gives you a warning that, you go without it, you're fucked.
And it's all over like swampland. So you can see like gators and stuff down there.
So they've got, as soon as we hit this bridge, I mean, we're probably a quarter mile onto it. My radio goes out.
Oh no, that's so far away from where you had to go.
So for like the next half hour, we're just me and my brother sitting there on the interstate. The only noise is just the dividers of the concrete under the car tires. We're just
Alex Roy, the guy that started the guy that started up the Cannonball again in 06, I think it was. He said two things he recommends on a road trip: beef jerky and a joke book, because you're going to get tired of each other eventually, and just the smell alone of beef jerky will keep you awake. I had a nightmare road trip that wasn't that bad, but I have to preface it by saying that it was when my car did blow up, and I can't thank you, Erica, and Cheryl enough for helping not only get me back home, but just putting up with me slowly unraveling. So like that was I can't thank you guys enough. But that was a road trip where I discovered the second bounciest thing in a car is the battery, because it turned itself sideways in St. Louis, and the car went into what I like to call party mode. But I want to bring up when I moved to Louisville, when I left the house with my car packed up, and I drove down the street, and I was driving away from everyone I'd grown up with and known, and I turned on the radio, and Rocket Man by Elton John came on. The song about leaving your family at home. I cried all the way till the end of Calhoun County. You know what? There's one thing.
It probably didn't even make it any better that we looked like a movie scene when we were just sitting there. I had my arm around. We're just waving at you and stuff. Like, goodbye, Trent. Like, we'll never see him
every time. Every time we leave each other, it's like, okay, I'll see you. Okay, yeah. I'll talk to you later. Okay, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. The one thing I think that has really bonded us that we didn't plan on is that you and I have kept the roads hot over the years. While that was your first trip over to Texas, you've kept the roads hot with your work now, but also going back and forth between the different places you've lived and me coming to visit. But also when we were together, we would go over and see Rocky Horror Picture Show like every other month. We lived in an area that was an interstate town, so we were right in the middle of we were on the way to everything. So we had a lot of options. At the wintertime, we would hop on the highway and go up to Chattanooga and check out the lights. We'd go down to the beach. It was like 6 hours from Florida. It was perfect. You go a few hours to the right and you could go gamble a few hours to the right, and you got hot land of the dirty. It was kind of great. And it's part of the reason I moved here is because things happen here instead of you have to travel to them. So now when someone's like, oh, a show's going on in Milwaukee, I'm like, oh, that's like an hour drive. I don't know about that. That's sheesh.
And I routinely take 2-hour trips.
Absolutely.
To New Orleans.
You do more.
I just went to New Orleans, and then the next month went to Atlanta for the same guy.
You people are crazy. All right. So look, we're going to fire this movie back up. Now I want to prepare everybody a little more for this, because I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. This is the greatest moment in cinematic history. This is the most well-timed joke. It's a different type of comedy in the middle of a movie, and yet it lands. this is beyond anything anyone's ever done before. You're talking about timing. This is perfectly timed in a movie that it stands above others as far as editing goes. And we'll talk about the editing stuff in a little bit, but we're going to fire it back up. We're going to do the same drills before. I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to click go on go. Brandon, are you with me?
Go and go.
All right. Let's take the limit one more time. 3, 2, 1, go. Self high five. Nailed that one. All right. So what we just watched a moment ago is they got back on the interstate backwards. They showed the exit sign.
Right.
This is the first time, too, they both were kind of on the same page about something. This is where their bromance starts, is this scene.
How would he know where we're going?
Yeah, and he agreed with him. We do that. You and I do that. We convince each other the wrong dumb thing, and we both go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done that.
This. Oh, my God.
Uh-huh. Oh.
It is the Midwest, so there's a good likelihood everyone is drunk. So I don't understand why that was what. Oh, and bingo. Et voila. The greatest scene in all cinema history.
So that one skeleton,
mm-hmm.
that Neil's skeleton, that looks like the same one that they used for the Wet Bandit. Oh, what's that guy's name?
Oh, Joe Pesci or
no, not Joe Pesci. The tall
Cabin Boy. What's that guy's name?
He was in Bushwhacked.
Not Cat. Yeah, Cabin Boy's a different guy. Yeah, he's in Bushwhacked. This guy's what is that other guy's name? I
want to say a Harold something.
Well, he is Harry or Marv. I actually don't know which one's Harry and Marv. God, when you watch all the Home Alones together in a row, don't ever do that. No one do that. Watch the first one.
They got to reuse those skeletons, though. Skeletons are expensive.
Well, Robert Rodriguez says take stock in what you have. So he had a turtle, and he had a guitar, and he had access to a bus, and so those 3 things are in El Mariachi. You and I was going.
Like fake skeletons are so expensive. In the movie The Exorcist,
Marv Munchins is what Chaz said. So Exorcist what?
Yep, Marv. In The Exorcist, whenever Mom and The Exorcist is swimming in that goop with all the skeletons and stuff.
Okay.
Those were real skeletons.
Gross.
It was cheaper to get real skeletons. Yeah, they didn't tell her that while they were filming because she said she spent 3 days in that water with them shooting that scene.
Ooh, they were wet bones. She was in wet bone
they were
water.
Wet skeletons.
Ugh, it's awful. You and I went down the interstate the wrong way once. Got a flat tire that night, too.
Exorcist, Poltergeist.
Oh, okay. Poltergeist. Those are 2 movies I don't know super well. I've seen both of them as a long, long time ago, but I haven't watched them. I don't watch this. I don't like the spooky stuff. I like this kind of stuff that has skeletons and devils in it.
Upside down.
Doesn't matter.
Upside down junk in your trunk.
I would have just pushed it across that slick ass road.
Yeah.
This right here is what I think about daily. Like when the stream doesn't work, I think about this moment right here. I think about how, you know what? I'm okay. I'm not dead. I'm fine. I'm breathing. But my car's on fire. And it's like, perfect.
So like this week, I'm not going to get into everything. This week has been like the most stressful week I've had in decades.
Buddy.
It's just been one thing right after another. And I was riding down the road today,
mm-hmm.
and I started to get like this little pain, like up here in my pec, and I go, this could solve all the problems. The kids get life insurance money. I don't have to worry about work tomorrow.
That's like the worst way to go about no fear or memento mori or YOLO.
That's kind of like when it comes to you just weigh like Hey, how's my life going right now?
There have been times where I've been like, you know what? You know what I think about too? I think about Blazing Saddles when Gene Wilder downs a bottle of bourbon and Clavon Little is like, a man that drinks like that wants to die. And Gene goes, when? That's a movie I'd like to talk over is Blazing Saddles, because I think that
Can we do that?
I think so because, well, you know, when we were younger, it's like, oh, that's the movie with the N-word in it a lot. And
Well, let's just do Django instead.
I was just going to say, Tarantino's made like 10 movies since then. I watched 28 of them in a row. I don't think that movie's that bad. And there's also just, Gene Wilder is just such a great actor. And I personally love Clavon Little. I love Vanishing Point. I'd love to do Vanishing Point on this so much. I'd have to find like the right person, the right time. I'd like to do some more stuff that's a little more accessible before I do that. And also, I got this idea for Endurovision, so it might fit into that, but that's a long way off. But I've been watching a lot of conversations about it recently, people talking about it on YouTube and stuff. And I'm talking about the wrong movie. Let's talk about this. So talking about stealing the card is kind of talking about a scene we sort of saw, but there is another scene where it's like he did. Why would I put it there? Yeah, the night we went backwards on the interstate, we got the flat tire. You changed it too, like a hero, and you had like this much room between you and the edge of the high. I remember watching it in fear because trucks would just whiz past you, and you would just turn and look, and be like, well, "That was a close one." And go back to work.
Yeah, like I felt the wind.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I don't have that kind of like no fear now. Now I'm just like, you know
You
what?
do
Let's go stand 100 yards off the highway, and we'll call AAA.
You should get your kids to hold the bowl and put the nuts in them, and then when you knock them out of their hands, see if they say the F word. Yeah. I'd be a great parent.
I think you would.
Oh yeah, the El Rancho. The car on fire. We've been in cars on fire before, man.
Yeah.
That's how Houdini died. Oh, God, no, I am John Candy. No, I don't want to be John Candy. He says he's lucky he only punched him. Yeah. I think I missed a call out of another actor earlier. We were nope. Is this the guy? Yeah, this guy is I believe Martin Ferrero. He's Gennaro, the lawyer in Jurassic Park. He gets eaten off the toilet.
Huh.
Yeah. He's done a lot of other stuff too, but he's one of those like serious character actors, but you get like he's not doing it to goofy effect, but he is oftentimes to comedic effect. So he's kind of like a character actor version of Steve Martin in a sense. For that room. Sorry. But like back then, that was like
those are expensive.
Back then, it was like $200. This was 87, 87, 77, 87, 1987. Yeah,
I think it was 87.
What's today? Number one and number two. So. How are we gonna settle this room debt, Zip? Nice watch.
Ooh. What do you think that was? I think it was a Casio.
I would think Seiko. It looks similar to some of them. I'm not a super watch guy, especially fancy watches. I'm such a country mouse.
Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce them. Like that one could be, what is it? A Belova?
Bavulva.
Could be the B word watch. Could have been a fossil. Nah, it couldn't have been.
That wouldn't have been a fossil watch. No. Seiko's probably a good. Seiko or Casio's pretty good. I was just watching Flight of the Phoenix the other day, and that guy brings up the fact that his dead friend had won his Casio off of him, his watch. He was like, "It's a really nice Casio." There it is, baby.
Put a calculator on it. We got a deal.
Dude, I've looked at those so many times. You know me. You know me. I was thinking about getting one and putting on like a really nice leather band because I thought it'd be hilarious. But hipsters got money now, so they be buying them, dude. It's hard.
Is that Lou Diamond Phillips?
I mean, it can be. For those that don't know, that was a telephone
on the phone.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it.
There's light shining right in our window.
So I'm going to drop my movie knowledge about right now in this point because showing his wife there's a whole thread taken out of this movie. So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles originally was 3 hours and 40 something minutes long. It was edited. There's more cut out of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles than there is in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I want to talk to the editors right now because I know I'm not good at editing, but I think of myself as an editor. And I have a theory that other editors think this way, and that is you could probably take 20 minutes out of most movies. I could take 20 minutes out of every episode of Walking Dead. But the fact that they said, no, we're not going to put stuff in just because we shot it. We're going to make this a tight film is one of the reasons why this movie flows as fast as it does and it's enjoyable. And that's what they did was they set their pride on the side and all the hard work and they edited what it should be. And that's what I think is amazing about this movie. But that's also why later on John Candy has a black eye because there's a fight that doesn't happen. The scene with Michael McKean that's coming up is like way longer. There's the pizza, there's the flight stuff. It's like Anchorman before Anchorman. There's enough to do a whole other movie.
They should totally do that.
And that's the last fact that I had about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I have one more towards the end.
Yes. And we got the Nick Fury to look forward to. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
I usually turn these off up before the end of them, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so because this happened on John Hughes' real experience, he was able to do the first 60 pages of this script in 6 hours.
Whoa.
The entirety of the script was 159 pages.
Yeah, because usually I think there's some rules with pages on scripts where it's like a page per minute. I could be wrong.
I was going to say, I think that the average is somewhere in the 70s for a script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that to be a fact. I want to say I heard that somewhere, but I don't.
Okay.
I could just be pulling it straight out of my ass.
Chad says, fun fact, he just realized that Steve Martin's wife in this movie is Layla Robbins, who plays Colonel Grace Mallory on The Boys. No way. I see it.
I'm going to go back and watch that.
Dude, The Boys rips, man. Gen V was really good, too.
It was a great show.
Yeah. See, they're bros now. They've been through hell together.
Oh, there's his wife over there. Make sure to get that out of the suitcase.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
Woof. Those are cat pajamas.
Are they?
They got they look like little cats on them.
Appropriation. Cancel John Candy. Just kidding. We love him.
No, I think it's too late. I mean, yeah. I bet he promises not to make any more movies.
Yeah. He does, unfortunately. I need new shower curtain rings. Mine's on those like cheap ones that came with the plastic liner. I mean, I'm days away from a full frontal, man.
You got to get one of those rods that has the curves that just goes through the holes of your shower curtain.
Ooh, and also curb. Oh, you got to like hard mount those. I'm in a rental.
It gives you more. It gives you more of this. Like you can wash your hair with more elbow freedom.
I bet you though, if I rip down all the existing infrastructure, because it had like a door. So, all right, so secret time. My shower is a one-person stand-up shower, but they put in the doors for a regular size shower. Have you ever slid past those metal doors and they scrape across you when you're naked?
Ew.
So I took those down and I put a shower rod above it. I bet you I could rip out the frame and screw in a curved one. And then they would be like, wow.
The property value.
They were like, wow, we really rent out a nice apartment here. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, it was there when I moved in.
I mean, it'd be worth it just that because I had one of those curved ones at my place in Talladega, and it's great.
There's a lot of Doritos they had on the bed.
You know, I have an uncle. Well, he's a cousin, I think. Maybe he's like a step relative, like 2 times removed. But we call him Uncle Fester. He moved to where'd he go? Not Anchorage. He went to what's the place? Good Lord.
You know?
No, for
Fairbanks?
It's Fairbanks. Yeah, he moved to Fairbanks, Alaska. It took him, I think, 6 months to move there because he loaded up a station wagon like the family truckster and pulled a trailer behind it. And he had 2 kids, a wife, and the car just kept breaking down. And he would get like through a state and then have to like stay for a couple of days. And eventually school was about to start, so he just put his family on a plane and mailed as much of their stuff as he could. And then he would just break down every couple of states and mail more things. And then they would be at their house, just packages showing up. So they knew he was still alive and their things came to him slowly. And he finally got there, but it took him like 6 months to move to Alaska. This right here, getting over that hump of snow to get in the car, that's the daily here. The struggle's real. I have slid underneath my car before.
Yeah, you're saying it's snowing there today. It got up in the 70s. It was so hot here today.
The last time that I was in Alabama in December, it was 86 degrees.
Yeah.
At 9
a.m. Warming's real, man. It's happening down here.
Yeah. It's working its way up.
Yeah. There's a gradient.
Oh, no. Now the hotel's not nice anymore. Oh, no. I would totally do what they do. Hundo P. I don't give a shit.
What identification do they have? A watch?
Yeah.
Look for a guy that has a tan line of a watch on his wrist. But he's not going to have one because it's wintertime.
Chad said amateurs got to get the tires clear. You got to keep that kitty litter in the trunk, folks. Boys, when you're out there driving, put that kitty litter in the trunk.
Yeah, that vomit getter upper.
Mm-hmm. You throw it down, it'll help you get out of there. Also, a little more weight on the rear end. It's nice. I usually keep. I keep a little thing of kitty litter, and I keep a small bag of salt as well, because sometimes you might be in a situation.
Did this once. See those wheels?
I recently heard that that's a thing that can happen on Jeeps, is because
it's called death wobble.
Yeah, because it's how the front suspension's set up. It's kind of interesting. I thought it was neat. But the good thing is, like, it's a known thing. Like, you'll be able to fix it.
Yeah, well, ours is because we put a lift and some big tires, but we didn't change out the stabilizer. So
yeah,
it was still just a OEM, but it needed to be beefed up a little.
And I think that's what's great about Jeeps and off-roaders is that you find the weak points by doing the thing. And there's almost a celebration, not of it being junk, but of breaking a thing. Cause then you're like, hey, I get to go upgrade that part now, as opposed to putting it back factory. And I love that. I like that aspect of it. Ooh, Michael McKean. Love him. He's in all those mockumentaries, like I don't know if he's waiting for Guffman, but he's in, Mighty Wind, and he's in Best in Show. It's Spinal Tap.
Caught it in the nick of time. Melted.
I've had no less than 3 cars that didn't really have good speedometers in them.
Neither of the Jeeps do right now, because I lifted it and put bigger tires.
It doesn't know how many rotations it's doing. You got to go digital, man. You just got to get a digital gauge cluster.
It is digital, but it has to be flashed for the to offset for the tires and stuff. But I do know that 72 on my dash is 78 in real life.
Wait, is it in kilometers? You think?
That's in my internet speed. My interstate, just cruising on interstate speed.
Okay. I don't know who was driving it, but you should let Cheryl know that her old car can do 150 miles an hour. I don't know who did it. And when he was mad that the toll booths didn't have nobody in them going through their very nice interstates, I'm probably going to get some tickets mailed to me. They got cameras everywhere, man. So I guess I did have another factotum, but it's the same factotum. So that scene's way longer. They get in a fight out there, and Michael McKean was the first person that clued people into the fact that this movie was so much longer, because he was like, dude, I did so much dialogue for that scene. It's way cut down. And so that's, as far as I know, it's the last tie-in thing, other than his wife at this point still thinks he's having an affair. She doesn't think that this other man that he's talking about is really this situation. She thinks he's hooking up with a chick. There's that black eye. It's because Steve Martin punched him on the side of the road in front of a cop, and that's how they ended up in jail. And I'm sure they gave him the reverse karate chop. That guy's a knowable entity, but I don't know him. Troy Evans,
Yeah.
antisocial trucker. I learned, Chad. Thank you. And now this is juxtaposed with the scene that's in Home Alone that I think so love. I think John Candy's really lovely in Home Alone when he's like, talking to the mom and everything. It's such a wonderful scene. And of course,
Talking about Sheboygan?
Oshnoggin. These names of things up here are hilarious. When you drive up here, you drive past Kickapoo. It's awesome. I love the names. Oh.
I think Jack Black did a song about that too, right?
Mm-hmm. A town called Kickapoo. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Oshkoshnoggin. That's some stuff we'd have up here, man.
Oshkoshnoggin.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
But they said, in that deleted scene, they drove 100 miles past Chicago. So they would have ended up in, I guess Iowa or Wisconsin. Nate sent me a little infographic of their trip they took. It's awesome. I'll try to remember to put it up on the Facebook. Guys. So, have you ever heard the term L train before? In Chicago?
No.
So I think that's the L train. Because I've always heard the L train and I assumed it was like there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I just assumed L was the most common. It's EL train, elevated train. But you didn't. Yeah.
Not for like the train.
It's the train.
It's L train.
They call them L as in the. I know what L means. Oof. Y'all about to get some feels, everybody. Prepare for some feels.
So I actually know a couple of tidbits.
Okay.
In the original script, Dale actually followed Neil all the way home. But it wasn't until they actually started filming it that John Hughes was like, no, he should be more of a, figured out he didn't want to be annoying, didn't want to be a nuisance, sit back. And then they have Neil come to the realization of what was going on.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. It's not the song, but I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so.
Oh, that kid. I know that kid.
And that, yeah. He was in Boy Meets World.
Oh.
So these scenes with Steve Martin are not scripted.
Aww.
The camera was rolling.
Aww.
Steve Martin didn't know the camera was rolling. And these are the expressions that he did whenever he was trying to think of his next lines and stuff like that.
Are you shitting me?
So John, see, all this right here is just him thinking of other lines. This wasn't scripted. They didn't tell him to do this. They were just rolling blindly. And whenever John Hughes was in editing and he saw this is whenever he created this montage right here to make Dale more of a, you fall in love with Dale.
Man. See, guys?
So that is genuine Steve Martin.
It's genuine Steve Martin. It's power of editing. This is how you make something important. This is how you capture lightning in a bottle. That's what it is. It's special. Having said that, we should work on the sequel to this, you and I.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to be John Candy. I'll play John Candy. No.
Oh, okay.
That'd be weird. No. We'll spray your hair white. I'm not trimming the beard. That ain't happening, but I'll make my hair stupider. I've had stupider hair. I can definitely do stupider hair. I'll get contacts for a hot minute. Damn, he's still sitting there. Also, they're in Chicago now. There's no way there's nobody else in that room.
Well, it is Thanksgiving Day.
It don't matter. People want to go see that bean, man. It's like The Sixth Sense. There's another version of this movie where he can see his dead wife behind Steve Martin, and that's not true. But in our version,
and then Dan Aykroyd pops in and zaps her with a plasma can photon.
Oh, everybody tweeted Dan Aykroyd to be in our. Why didn't you just hop another train at this point? Or a cab? Or get your wife to come get you? And that's also the McAllister's home, isn't it?
It might be.
It's her putty in the trunk is what Chad said. Oh, no. You're right. That might not be the McAllister's home. It looks reminiscent of it, but...
yeah, the driveway is all different.
Yeah, it's different. You're right. They got the pull-in front driveway because that's where they count the kids. It just looks like, it also kind of looks like the Christmas Vacation house. It's a suburb of Chicago kind of looking area. No.
You know who opens a door like that? Somebody who has a cameraman behind them. That was such an unnatural way to open the door.
She was happy to see her dad and her new dad. She got 2 daddies today. And he's going to put so many shower curtain rings in that damn house. Everybody's going to get Christmas presents from him. And they're going to be like, can you guess what it is? I don't know. Oh, it's a shower.
She's like, you weren't sleeping around. There really is a man following you home.
Exactly. And that's the last little vestige of, that other version of this movie. So. Aw. Okay, get a room. That's his. Okay. I know what you're thankful for.
Yeah, those skin tone clothes she's wearing is really putting off a vibe.
That's always fun when somebody shows up to school or work and they wear it's just a little too close to their skin tone. You do a double take every time because you think somebody's shirtless.
Yeah. Oh man, you do that at Walmart all the time. People wearing them.
Well, people are topless in Walmart.
Those medium leggings where you're like, are you wearing pants or?
Chad says she's got a sick soldier boy on his ass. It's a good pull. It's a good call. Good pull.
And also, for 8 years, but look, he's like, look what I can do to my wife. When I kiss and hug my wife right in front of you.
Amazon wants to know if I like planes, trains, or automobiles or not. I'm going to say yeah, dog. It wants me to watch Uncle Buck next. I don't want to watch Uncle Buck. Sorry.
You don't like Uncle Buck?
I've tried. He stresses me out a lot in that one. He's just the things he does. All right. So we're getting to sit here and chill. I'm so excited. I'm going to see a part of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So we kind of stuck to the same format as the TalkOver. I've never seen the scene we're about to watch. Yeah, this is your jam. This is your number. Did Spotify tell you that you played this the most this year? It is a good song.
It's an embodiment of the 80s. As a matter of fact, on one of your other shows, you were talking about the soundtrack to Dirty Dancing.
Oh, it's so good.
Such a good one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now we're doing it's the 80s, so you got to get in some record scratching.
Right. This is the same music that could be behind like any 80s movie. You can put this in Breakfast Club. You can put this in Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. Well, Edie McClurg, look at her.
The myth, the legend. In Beverly Hills Cop.
Secret Time. I've never seen Beverly Hills Cop.
What?
I know. So if there's somebody that wants to come on the TalkOver and show that to me, I like Eddie Murphy mostly. I think. I actually just watched.
You gotta find the origins of Crazy Frog, man.
It was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I watched Coming to America for the first time.
Have you seen the second one yet?
Yeah, I watched it I rolled right into it. It was great.
All right.
I had a great time.
The first one was fantastic. I watched. It wasn't this year. I think it was like last year or something like that. I was telling Erica, I was like, "Oh, let's watch my favorite vampire movie,
Vampire in Brooklyn."
Play Vampire in Brooklyn. The part's like they say that the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but it's actually through the rib cage. It's a bit messy.
Well, I was half in, half out with Coming to America, but I learned that an LMFAO song has a line in it that your royal penis is clean. I didn't know it was from that. And then what got me was when he goes out on the balcony in New York and he goes, "Good morning, New York." And this guy's like, "Fuck you." He goes, "Fuck you too." I was hooked.
That was one of my first TikToks. Was that voice? Me walking outside. It's like, "Good morning, neighbors." I'm like, "Fuck you," and I'm like, "Yes, yes, fuck you too." Probably 100 views, man. Like it was a solid one.
Oh man, don't you hate it when you do like something really awesome and like nobody, and you're like, doesn't somebody know? Did somebody like it? Somebody? You hit up your mom and you're like, "Hey, watch this video and hit like."
Yeah, please. I just need you to help me with the algorithm, Mom.
Yeah, I need to get in that algo, Mom. I got to get pushed.
Ben Nye Jr.
Oh, man.
Name. Yeah, Klaus Wademan.
It's taking everything in me to not do the Mystery Science Theater, you know? Like you find somebody's name or something. Oh, we're at the end of it now. So what's on the banana bamboo? I don't know that one.
Banana bamboo. Formed by Mark Furta.
They had to put Meet the Flintstones in this. Wait, it's parenthetical. Meet the Flintstones. Oh man, Joker Haha says that hurts my heart. You've never seen Beverly Hills Cop. I do know that it was originally
yeah, it hurts mine too.
It was Cobra originally. So the script of Cobra was called Beverly Hills Cop, and then Stallone wanted it, and he was like, "I don't like the name though. I want everything but the name. You can keep the name." And so the guy that I think originally made the Cobra script was like, "Well, I'll make a new script," and started with the title, which is awesome. But I would that's part of the reason for doing this is that there's a lot of blind spots, but I'm down to clown with it. So it's just I can't, this indefensible. Like I just didn't get a hankering for it. I also don't watch a ton.
You know, it makes me miss like what happened to Judge Reinhold? Like where did he?
Hey, it's Glenn. What's up, Glenn? Oh, buddy.
He is fantastic in those movies. And the Santa Claus, I guess that's probably the last thing I remember him being in is the Santa Claus franchise.
We need to talk about the Santa Claus movies sometime. That movie is messed up. There's so much gaslighting and like he's weaponizing therapy. Judge Reinhold is. He might be the most evil character in all of cinema in the Santa Claus movie. I'll break it down like a fraction. That one I rewatched it. My eyes are open. He brought that man a whole pie to do that.
That's a whole turkey and everything.
Wonderful.
So that was the Dick Fury.
Oh man. Well, all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. This was a wonderful time. It took way longer to get put together, but I thank everybody for sticking with us on it. It was, I was telling Brandon earlier when everything went down, it wasn't that everything broke that I was upset. It was I didn't get to watch a movie with my friend. I was really pumped for it, man. Glenn joined us tonight. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in, Chad. Thanks for keeping us straight on with stuff. You remember Glenn? He was our boss at the bus. He's not the boss that told the inappropriate joke, by the way. No, Glenn was he was great. He was totally awesome. This other guy was really not professional. He was funny, though. All right.
He was a character.
Well, let me go ahead and stop this timer. We're going to stop this stream. I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Brandon. I love you all. Happy holidays. We got some more stuff coming out. Go check us out on the Facebook. Give us a sub and some likes and some love all the places. And yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Oh, we got to do the ending. You haven't been on since you created the ending of the show. So let's try and do it at the same time. You remember what you did. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we talked over it.
Perfect. Nailed it.